All right, guys. So here's a case I just finished. Uh, so nothing special about the bridge. This guy had a ton of wear, but I actually just submitted this and it worked really, really good. But this exercise is to show you guys how to do model and dies. So what I'll do is I'll show you, I'll get rid of this other stuff and just show you what it'll do. Uh, these are some rough preps because this guy had a ton of lingual wear, but this will still get the point done. Uh, all you do is you go into design model. You don't have to turn anything off that I just turned off. You can have anything on that you want on. You have anything off you want off. All you're going to do is go to design model, click next. The option that I choose is I do a plateless model quick. What this does is it brings up what it's going to keep inside of the blue and the blue and the green. If you want to check it for occlusion, you can do that too. A lot of times I just print these things just for the model that I've prepped on, just to make sure the bridge seats fully. I can adjust my interproximal contacts and all that kind of stuff. If I really want to check it out, I'll go ahead and do this, but I'm not as concerned about the occlusion, believe it or not, in most of these cases, as I am just making sure the bridge seats. So from here, we go to next. And it's just thinking right now about my preps. This could take, it may even take up to a minute. So it just popped in the 4 dies that it's going to do. What I should have done too, now that I look at it, I should have went back into expert mode and got rid of this stuff right here, but it doesn't really matter. Once again, for this exercise, I'm just showing you how to do this. It may take a little longer to calculate. And if it does, that's okay. We'll just wait on it. But it sure is going slow. So I probably really should have gotten rid of that stuff because it's trying to make a model around that right now. And there we go. There's the model. Now it's doing the same thing on the bottom. This bottom one should go faster because there are no dies. There's not that many extra cuts like this right here. One thing that it does is taking a little bit longer. It's actually making a semi-hollow model on the underside of this, so it saves resin. And I think we're almost to the next step now. Good. So what it just did is it put these model attachments on there. When these print, these will be interrupted right in here, and they'll actually just sit on top of each other. And that's just going to give you just your basic occlusion, no disclusion, just basic occlusion. And we're waiting again. There we go. Now you can see, if you look closely, you can see the separation right there, the way this will print. Each one of these will print individually. This will print individually, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to tell it I'm done. We'll save anyway, because when I save it, it's going to go back into Medit now, which is the part I really wanted to show you as much as this. When I get into Medit, I come over here and I'm going to export what we just did. Don't ask me where it went. There we go. I'm gonna click on file list, and what you can see is here's the actual bridge. There's one die, there's another die, there's another die, there's the fourth die. This is the model, the upper, you know that because it's quadrant 1. Down here's the lower model because it's quadrant 2 and 4. So what I do is I'm just going to unclick this. I don't need the bridge right now because I'm not milling this. I'm going to print the 4 dies, and I'm only going to print the upper model. If I wanted the lower model, I could print it too. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll show you how that kind of works. I'll go ahead and click it on too. We'll export it, and it just export it to where I know that it is. We're going to go into Sprint Ray. I'm going to change this to my proper printer, which is our 95. This, because we need the bigger. Going to change it to model and die. Die and model 210. We're going to apply. We'll get rid of the previous job. And now I'm going to add those 4 models, which is there, 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 and the 2 right here. We're going to open this. And there's the models. And you can see how this has a male connector, this has a female connector, and they sit so prettily right on top of each other. The one thing that I encourage you to do, if we rotate this around, there's these little bitty tabs, whoops, wrong way, little bitty tabs on the bottom of the dies. You probably can see that. Those don't print very well unless you go in there and actually do a support. So I'm going to do supports on these guys. Should not have to do a support on the bases. And now when we roll it up, what you can see is they'll have a little bitty X on them, which is the support stand. Get that up. You see these? And those will print a lot better that way. These things probably misprint 25% of the time. Don't know why, but if they do, all you have to do is just go back in there and reprint those. Wash them really, really good. Wash these guys really good and wash this really good, because if you don't and you cure it, there'll be extra material on the outside of these guys. And when you cure it, you'll have a lot harder time getting them down in these spots. If you got any questions, of course, just let me know.